Okay, um, this video we're going to go over how to do these 4 tasks easily using the TI-84. So I'll make another video on how to do them on the Inspire, but IM2 Advanced, guys, this is stuff that you should be able to do for the upcoming test on quadratics. Okay, so let's get into it. So the first is just to basically be able to graph a quadratic and to get a good window. Okay, so to do that, we're going to go to y equals. Okay, we're going to put the graph in, and there's a bunch of ways you can adjust the window, but I'll show you a couple that I like. So the first thing to do is put the equation in. So we've got 3x squared minus 7x minus 11. Okay, so 3x squared. So you have the squared button over here. Minus 7x minus 7x minus 11. Okay, now what I like to do when I'm graphing is just by default do a zoom 6. That gives you a zoom standard window. And if we push window here, you can see the zoom standard has x values of -10 to 10 with a scale or a tick mark of 1. Same thing for y. Okay, so now if I go back and I look at this, I can see the zeros, I can see the direction, but I can't see the vertex. So what I'm going to do in this case is just manually adjust the window and make the y value smaller. So right now the y value is -10, the minimum. So I'm just going to double that, make that a -20, push graph. Okay, now I can actually see everything I want. I can see the vertex, I can see the zeros. So that's it for part 1. Okay, done. Next, find the vertex of the parabola. Okay, so it's the same parabola. We can see the vertex now. And so basically we want to calculate something about the graph. So I'm going to go to second trace, which is calculate. We want, in this case, the vertex is a minimum. So I'm going to push 3, option 3. And now basically what we want to do is we want to put our cursor to the left of the vertex. Okay, the minimum. So right now it is. Then we want to push it. We'll push enter. Then we want to move it to the right, and then we'll push enter for guess. Okay, and you can either use these arrow keys to adjust it, or you can actually put in numerical value. So like I'm gonna, just to save some time, I'm gonna put in a numerical value. I'll push 1. It's confirming. Do you want x to be 1? I'll push enter. Okay, now that shows me, and it's close, right? So I got to be careful here, but it looks like I'm to the left of the vertex. So the right bound now I'm going to push, like, just to be a little bit safer, I'm going to push like 3. And I hope I've done this correct. It's really, really close actually. So I probably should have made my first guess 0, or my left bound 0. Guess, you can just push enter. You don't have to position the cursor closer. And so there it is. So I'm getting like, yeah, 1.116, 15. Let's just be sure about that. So I'm going to do it again and make it a little bit more clear. So I'll go again to minimum. Now I'm just going to move it manually. Okay, I'm clearly to the left of the vertex. I'll push enter. Now it's asking for a right bound. I'm going to go to the right of the vertex, push enter. Okay, so there it is. So we can read 1.167, -15.083. Okay, that's the answer for this. For part 3, find where that function f crosses g. So now we have to put a new function and we need to find where they cross. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my y equals. I'm going to put this function in, and then I'm going to find the intersection points. Okay, so I'll go to y equals. I'm going to push down. I'll put it in y2, and it's 2x plus, yeah, it's a 1.3, not 13. So 2x plus 1.3. Push enter. Oh, sorry, push graph. Okay. I don't like how this is close to the top, so I'm actually going to adjust my window. And I'm going to make the x max, which was 10, I'm going to make it like 15, just to have a better visual. And now I'll push graph. Okay, so again, we want to see on 84 the points that we're trying to find, so we want to find these 2 intersection points. Okay, I think. Is that what that's asking? Find where. Okay, so really, I'm just going to give the x values. and we'll have the points. So you could put it either one, right? It's a little bit unclear. This is poorly worded by whoever wrote the question. And I'm being sarcastic because I wrote the question. So let's see. Okay, so again, we want to calculate something. So I'm going to push second trace. That'll give that blue, right, command. And now I want to find an intersection point. So I'm going to push 5. Okay, now this is a little bit different. It's going to prompt you for the two curves that you want to find the intersection of. Right now this is on the blue, so I'm going to push enter. It now is on the red. I can push enter, but just so you know, if you push the up button or down button, that's how you can alternate between the curves. So my second curve, I want the red. Okay, now the guess is important here because we have two intersection points. So I'm going to put it really close to that. So here's one value, negative 1.019, negative 1.0199, and here's the y value. Okay, to find this one, same process. We're just going to put a different guess in. So second calc, intersect, first curve, okay, it's the blue. Second curve, it's the red. But now I'm going to, for my guess, move over here close to this intersection point. And so here's the other one, okay? So I'm not writing the answers down, but you can pause the video, right? That's our answer for this. Okay, two more things, guys. So finding function values, this is really nice. Okay, the way I like to do this is by tracing. Okay, so I'm going to clear this, and we want function values for f. So if I go trace, okay, luckily I'm on the blue. I think, yeah, if I push the up down arrow, I can change which graph I'm trying to trace, but I want a function value for blue. I want it at 3.053. So here's what I like to do is you can just put that number in. 3.053, okay? And then when you push enter, there it is. So there's the x value and there's the function value, super fast. Now I think this 117.795, I think it's not going to work because it's outside the window, but let's try it, right? So I'm going to push trace again. Actually, I don't think I need to, but let's just try. Yeah, so actually if I input a value now, it will work, but I'm going to clear. And let's go trace again. Okay, I'm on the blue. I want the value at 117.795. 117.795. Push enter. Yeah, okay, so this is one downside of the 84 is this will not work unless we can see the values. So let's do this another way. I think this will work, okay? Second quit. So now I'm going to go vars, y-vars, and I'm going to pull function y1. Okay, and then I'm going to put in parentheses, I hope this will work, 117.795. I think this will work, guys. Enter. Bam. Okay, so we actually get an answer. Okay, if we want to see that graphically, well, we're going to have to make our window huge, right? So let's just confirm that. But this is the better way to go, okay? But if I go to y equals and I graph it, now I've got to adjust my window. So I'm going to make my x max like, I'm going to make it 120 because that's the function value, all right? And I'm going to make my y max. I'm kind of cheating because I know what the answer should be, but I'm going to make it like 50,000. Okay, so this is not going to be a good graph. That's not bad. Okay, but again, the Inspire, you don't have to do this, which is nice. But so now we should be able to trace at 117.795 and find it. Let's just try that. So second calc, sorry, clear, I said the wrong thing. Trace 117.795. Okay, there it is. It's right on the outside, but 4791.421. Okay, so in this case, guys, right, I think, especially if you can't see it, the better way to do it is to call this function y1 input the x, and then it gets the answer. And the way you find that is you go to vars, which means variables, and then you select y variables, function, and you find whatever. So if I want, for example, the function value at 10, I can also compute that. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Oh, the zeros, last thing. All right, so the zeros. So for this, we're going to find the, we're going to use the graph again. Okay, I'm going to go back to this zoom standard, zoom 6 menu. Okay, I can see the 2 zeros. So to do this, we're going to go again to calc. We want to find a 0. It's on the blue graph, right? So again, if I want to change it, I can push up or down to change the graph, but we want the zeros of the blue. So the first one looks like here, so I'm actually just going to guess negative, and actually I made a mistake there, guys. I can't use this. This is a minus sign. We want to use a negative. So I'm just going to not move it manually, but I'm just going to put in -2. Let's be extra cautious. -3. So that's my left bound. Now the right bound, actually, so now I'll move it, right? Just to kind of show you that you can do both. So I'm going to keep pushing. Now I'm to the right of that 0. Push enter. There's 1 0 at -1.0756. Okay, to find this one, same process. So I'm going to go second, calc, 0. I'm actually just going to keep this as the left bound, so I'll push enter. And then for my right bound, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll just put it in 4. I'm not going to move it. So we have a big window, but that is between the two. I'll push enter for my guess. Bam. 3.4089. Okay? So I'm going to stop the recording. You can pause it, rewatch it, but that's how to do on the 84 these 5 things. I'm going to make another video for how to use a solver, but for your test on Quadratics, this hopefully is helpful for you. Okay, see ya.